Killer Spawn.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to another edition of Prime Factor GTA 5, where we'll be discussing and speculating everything GTA up until the release of the game. And today we're going to be talking about AI, also known as artificial intelligence, because there was new news that was officially stated by Rockstar saying there's going to be animals in the game now, and that got me thinking, how smart are the animals going to be? Are they just going to be stationary? Are we going to be able to have pets and that kind of stuff? So I'm going to be going through lots of that kind of stuff and talking about what I want to see from the artificial intelligence in GTA 5, because they said they're pushing the game to the absolute limits. Obviously that means the graphics are going to be great and the map is going to be huge, but I want to see how far they go to put in little details like interacting with pretty much anything in the game. That could be interacting with humans, pets, machines, and all that kind of stuff. Now, the most important part of artificial intelligence is undisputedly the human interaction, and how the humans, pretty much the main characters in the game or any of the AI, communicate and talk to each other and how they react to different user input. Now, it's important that they act as close to humans as possible, and I've taken computer science courses in the past, so I understand how hard it can be, and it's pretty much, as of now, impossible to get AI to act as exactly like the human brain. We don't expect that from them, but what we do expect is that they act sort of mature, so that it doesn't feel like they have the IQ of a kindergarten kid. Like, if you block off a freeway, let's say, I want them to try and find ways of going around instead of just staying there and standing for like about an hour until you leave.
Everyone get down! Don't move! There's no way out!
Now, there have been signs seeing that the artificial intelligence is going to be a lot smarter in GTA 5, and that's because Rockstar just announced that there will be not bank robberies, but you could rob stores in the game. So you could run into a store and try and steal their money, like lots of other games have incorporated in the past couple of years. And since 2008, I would expect stuff like this, but they said that while you're stealing stuff, the civilians around you would start filming you with their phones, and some of them would start calling the police, so they would act more like real human beings. Because if you saw someone robbing a store, you wouldn't just stand around there and just walk. Well, some actually do that, which I don't know. It's beyond me why people just ignore crimes, but most people wouldn't necessarily do nothing. At least the least they could do is call the police, which is what some of them do. So that tells me that the police are going to be on your case about a lot of stuff. And I don't know if Rockstar is doing that just to add that into the fun of the game, because I guess if you're robbing somewhere, the police do deserve to be after you. But the idea that people are actually recording you with their phones is actually pretty cool, because I don't know about you guys, but pretty much 50% of the people at my school I know would pull out their phones if they saw some sort of robbery, and they would not even attempt to stop it. There might be a few that stopped it in GTA, but not necessarily everyone's going to try and be a hero. Now, this also probably means that the driving in the game, in the AI driving, both the single player and when you're in party mode, or even when you're in multiplayer, is going to be a lot smoother. And I know anybody who's tried races in any previous GTAs is probably infuriated when they're in first place and the computer just takes a random left turn or tries to change lanes right when you're there. If you see a car driving like 150 kilometers per hour, I don't know about you, but if I'm driving, I'm sticking to my lane. I'm not moving. I'm letting them go by. The AI in the game would decide to change lanes and just cut you off, and then there you go, your car is in pieces, and you go from first to ninth place, and then what was yours, the winning, everything goes away, and you're all pissed off because the AI decided to turn in the most stupid possible moment. Now, the first game that comes to mind to most people when we're talking about AI and how smart it can be is Red Dead Redemption. Now, I didn't play Red Dead Redemption. I don't own the game. I've played it a few times at a friend's house, so I'm not going to talk about something I don't know. But a game that does master this skill is Ubisoft in Far Cry 3. Now, I've seen lots of playthroughs. I have the game myself. And Far Cry 3, the animals in the game, there's lots of stuff that happens around you that it's pretty cool. It's like, I know in GTA 4 they had stuff similar to this. Like the police would be taking down a guy and you could just sit there and watch. Maybe he did some sort of crime, but the police start chasing after him and they cuff him and put him in the car and drive away. There's stuff like that I want more in the game, of stuff around you that just, because you have to create the illusion that the map and the area you're in is extremely chaotic in GTA 4. So obviously there's going to be a lot of crime, and you can't be the only person doing those crimes. There has to be more than you doing those crimes. So if CPUs start doing crimes, that would be, I don't know, I'd be pretty surprised to see that. I would just stick around a few times. I don't know, first couple times I would just sit there and watch the guy get cuffed. Maybe try and save him a few times. It'd be a lot of fun, and the more fun aspects they keep adding to the game, the more people are going to want to buy the game, and the more successful I think the game is going to be eventually. Now, aside from human interaction, they said there's going to be animals in the game, which I assume you could go hunting, or maybe you can have a pet or something like that. But I do expect these animals to be somewhat intelligent, and depending on the animal, I want them to either attack us or run away, like they do in Far Cry 3. And I guess pretty much if they duplicate what Far Cry 3 did, I'd be pretty happy with the game, because I don't think you could do it any better than they did it. They did a great job of making wild animals feel wild. You didn't want to approach any animal because you knew you might not be able to take it on. I know in Assassin's Creed 3, if you got caught by a bear while you weren't looking, chances are you probably wouldn't survive. Now in GTA 5, some exclusive individuals actually got to see the game, and they talked about some of the water. Now water isn't just for swimming anymore. Apparently you could put on some scuba gear and actually go exploring in the corals, and that's actually pretty cool. But not just exploring, there's actually going to be sharks in the game, according to what some of the people who've already seen the demo said. And sort of like Far Cry 3, again, I'm going to mention it, you're never 100% safe because anything can happen in an open world. Some more incidences that you guys have probably experienced of the AI acting weird is when you honk, the civilians actually run away. Now, I don't know if you know of anyone that runs away from honking, but I definitely don't. And it's not something scary unless you see the guy carrying a weapon, so that doesn't make sense to me. But aside from that, I want to talk about duplicate models and the civilians in the game. Now, I'm sure in GTA 4 you guys have seen the same civilian hundreds of times around the map, and to me that's not a big problem, but lots of people want to see variety, so it'll be interesting to see if Rockstar includes loads and loads of different character models for the civilians, so we don't continuously keep seeing the same person. Now this is going to take a lot of processing power that I don't think is really necessary. I could see this being bypassed. It's not a big problem to me, but some people find it annoying, and they say it takes away from the realism of the game if you see the same person lots of times. But then again, the current consoles right now don't have that much power, so we can't really add every single feature that you want into one game. It's just not going to work like that. And if there's one thing they take out, it's probably going to be that, because I could see that being, it's probably going to take a lot of processing. It might take a longer time for the maps to load and stuff like that, and that's not really necessary. So guys, comment below and let me know the stupidest thing you've seen the AI do in GTA. I have seen tons, so much I just can't keep count of the stupid stuff I've seen him do. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I also recommend to go through the comments yourselves, because I could tell there's going to be some pretty funny stuff in there. I'm going to be going through pretty much every single one of them. So yeah guys, thanks for watching. It's been Zero, and I'm out.